Hi guys, it's Wombat, and you know, one of the greatest things about being a map combiner, I think I just made that title up, map combiner, is that I get reports back from you on things that I didn't find when I tested my maps. And so we get a chance to fix it, not only for one person, but for everyone who is using the combos. So I really appreciated your feedback, and there has been two things from my previous version. Actually, there's been three things, but two errors that you have found that we now have fixed. The third thing is, well, you wanted me to add ATMX, and here it is. And on top of that, new for my combos is the updated version of Grand Canyon, also then made recently, so it's for 1.37. So news today, Grand Canyon and ATMX, and of course the two fixes for the errors you found. And one of the errors you found was here next to Wolf Point, where there was a crash. That has been fixed, and the other one was down here. I can't believe I didn't catch this one myself, because this was actually visible on the map, really visible on the map. You had Cananea here, there were no road here, there were no road here. It wasn't even the name of the city Cananea, it was just the icons there for the gas station and resting. But that has been fixed as well. And the way we have fixed this one is by making a hack. So today we are going to hack coast to coast together. The other one up here was fixed by an update to the Canadream map, so we won't have to worry about hacking this one. But this one requires us to remove two sectors on coast to coast. So let's dive into that. Let's see how you remove these two sectors. It's not as bad as it sounds on coast to coast. And then we're gonna go through how you set it up so that you have Cananea connected to the rest of the world, and of course how to add and where to add both ATMX and Grand Canyon. So let's dive into it. So let's start by hacking the coast to coast version 2.11.scs file. I have downloaded it, and I highly recommend you download it and keep it as it is. Instead of doing the hacking directly into this coast to coast file, we're gonna make a copy, and then we're gonna rename it to coast version 2.1.1 or 11 and call it, let's say, my hack. I wish I could spell. There we go. So there we have one file called coast to coast 2.11 my hack, and just a regular coast to coast file. As you can see, I have associated my SCS files with 7-zip. Now, associating files with an application, that is a Windows question. If you have questions on how to use Windows, I'm not the go-to guy, but basically associating 7-zip files with, SCS files with 7-zip should be very straightforward. It isn't out of the box associated to anything, so if you double click it, Windows is gonna ask you what application do you want to use to open the SCS file, and from there you can select to always open it with 7-zip, and then it is associated with 7-zip. And you can do that right now by clicking open with and choose another application and find 7-zip file manager and check this box there. Always use this app to open SCS files. So, and that's what I did there, but I'm gonna do it like this instead. Let's open the file by double click it. In here we have a ton of folders and 3 files, as it always is in basically all SCS files. You have a description, a manifest, and a JPEG. Don't care about any of that. We care about the map folder here. Double click the map folder. Then you have USA.mbd as it should say, and a folder named USA in this case. Double click the USA folder and you'll see that we have 3,576 files here. These files are called sectors. SEC equals sector. And then they have a plus, then 4 digits. It could be a minus, by the way. And then another plus or minus, 4 digits, a dot and a file extension. And almost all of them have a AUX, base, data and description or desk file extension. When I say that we need to remove a sector, we're not going to remove this one, but if I say we're going to remove a sector, we are going to remove 4 files. So in this case we are going to remove 2 sectors, which means that we are going to remove 8 files. And the files we are looking for this time is a sector called sec-0017 plus 0009. So let's start scrolling down here and see if we can find sec- to begin with. There we go, sec-. Let's scroll further down to 0017. Getting close, there we have it. So here we have sec-17. Now we're looking for plus 009 and there it is. Now below this we also have sec minus 0017 minus 0009. So that's minus and minus. We're not looking for that, we are looking for plus. So sec minus 0017 plus 0009, we're going to remove that sector, which means we're going to remove all 4 files. So check them and or mark them and then press delete. Are you sure you want to delete these 4 files or items? Yes, I am. And then they're gone. Now let's continue further down to sec minus 0018 plus 0009. And it's the same thing here. There it is. Added probably by mistake to coast. In this case it's a little bit easier because we don't have a sec 00 minus 0009, so you can't really mistake that one, but in either case it's sec minus 0018 plus 0009. All 4 files. Delete. Yes. Then close the SES file and there it is. And as you can see, we now have a difference in size. I'm going to press F5 just to make sure. We have a difference in size on my hack, which is smaller obviously because we removed something, than the coast-to-coast file is. As you can see, the size is almost identical because out of 3,600 files or something, we just removed 8. So it's 355,359 kilobytes compared to 355,697. So only 340 kilobytes were removed, which sounds healthy. I don't think we removed too much here, but we did remove something, which is good. Hopefully it works. There's only one way to find out. Let's add this one and this one, if you like, to the mod folder and see what it looks like. And here is the load order. Please note that some of these mods may have been updated to newer versions since this video was released, but as of recording we have Viva Mexico 2.5.3b, Mexico Extremo 2.1.12b, Mexssimap version 1.6, PazzMod version 1.2.00, Reforma Sierra Nevada 2.2.20, Mega Resources 2.1.8, and Mega Resources Coast to Coast Patch. Wait for it, version 3. Make sure you're using version 3. We then have ATMX expansion 3.0, Coast to Coast 2.11, This is the version that we made ourselves. So as you can see, the package name is Coast to Coast 211 My Hack in this case. We then have Grand Canyon Rebuild, and this is the 1.1 version. Although it says 1.0 here, it is still 1.1. We have Canadream, the new version 2.10, and finally at the very top, the background map. So there you have it. That is the map combo for 137 Fix 1, including Grand Canyon and ATMX. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, subscribe as well, and till next time, take care everyone. Bye bye.